My name is Gail Woods. I'm pastor at the Church of God Holiness here in Cayman Brac, and I am happy that I can come once again to bring you another Monday musing. The Kremlin in Moscow is an architectural wonder that is simply breathtaking in terms of beauty. Within this great walled city of palaces, ancient churches, governmental buildings, and State Armory Museum, fabulous structure that holds treasures, crowns, diamonds, carriages, and thrones of the Russian state. And one of these thrones is a gigantic double-seated throne with a strange opening just behind the seat on the right side. You see, it was in 1676 that Tsar Alexis Romanov died, leaving his sickly son Ivan to inherit the throne. And as a result of a number of political manipulations, it was decided that Ivan would be proclaimed Tsar jointly with his 10-year-old brother Peter. And so for a brief period of time, both brothers ruled Russia, sitting together on this gigantic double-seated throne. Young Ivan sat on the left side of the throne, Peter sat on the right side of the throne. Eventually, Ivan proved to be too physically and mentally feeble to rule, and so he resigned his position, and his brother Peter remained as Tsar and ruled Russia until his death in 1725. And today he's respectfully referred to as Peter the Great because of the great accomplishments and the lasting impression that he made during his reign. But why was there an opening behind the seat where Peter sat on his throne? Well, that opening was made so Peter's sister Sophia could sit behind the young Tsar and privately provide him with correct responses to questions and comments made to him by visiting dignitaries. As the young Tsar listened to his sister's words quietly spoken to him through the veil, and as he in turn communicated what he heard to those who approached him, an impression was made that he was intellectually powerful even at an early age. Now, the truth was that young Peter was brilliant, but his sister, although unseen, was the real power behind the throne at that time. In Luke chapter 12, verses 11 and 12, Jesus told his disciples what to do when they faced difficult circumstances in which they didn't know what to say or how to respond. He said, "Take you no thought how or what thing you shall answer or what you shall say. For the Holy Spirit shall teach you in the same hour what you ought to say." Now notice that Jesus said, "Take no thought how or what thing you shall answer." That doesn't mean that Jesus was advocating mindlessness. Rather, he was saying that there's no need for us to be anxious or worried in those moments because the Holy Spirit will be that unseen presence advising us what to say. It'd be easy in the natural for us to feel fretful and uneasy, upset, worried, distraught, in those moments of not knowing how to answer. And that's why it's important to understand that the Greek word for thought in this verse is actually Jesus' prohibition against our being fretful in such times. We may not always know how to respond to every question, but Jesus is telling us that we have no need to be ill at ease because the Spirit will teach us in that hour. That is, in our specific moment of need, exactly what we need to say. The sister of Peter the Great was an invisible advisor to her brother as she sat behind the strange opening in that double-seated throne. But the Holy Spirit wants to be our infinite, more effective unseen advisor. If you will allow him to take that position in your life, and if you'll determine to learn how to hear and to trust his voice, the Holy Spirit will give you answers to the questions and to the situations that you encounter that you are unable to answer or to solve on your own. Well, I hope that this Monday musing has been a blessing to you, and that throughout this week you will depend heavily upon God's presence and blessing to direct you and to give you guidance in all the difficult situations that you face. Now remember that if you're here on Cayman Brac, if you live here on Cayman Brac, you're always welcome to come to Spot Bay or Watering Place Churches of God Holiness. You'll always find a warm welcome. We'll look forward to seeing you and worshiping our Lord with you. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you richly.